What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PixelPlay Sidequest, your bonus content here on YouTube. My name is Adam, aka CS Radical, joined as always, Chris, aka Jin and Chris, as we are two away from finishing our journey at Final Fantasy, and we are on 13, and you'll say, but Adam, there's more than one 13, and I go, that's nice, we're doing them all at once.
Yeah. Welcome to the lazy podcast.
In fact,
no, I just don't think we'd have enough
I
to say
don't
about
even
both
think
separately.
I'd be able to do this list if I didn't include 13.2. 13.2 is carrying hard for me in this.
Me too. When I looked at my answers after the fact, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I have a stronger opinion in a positive direction towards Final Fantasy XIII.
Well, that makes one of us.
As time has gone on. I think mine is mostly just because I've seen some of the stuff in the newer games that I haven't liked, where I'm like, okay, never mind. 13 isn't as bad.
So I'll say this
compared
at the
to
very
everything
least, right?
before.
Like 13's character designs are fucking fantastic, and probably the last Final Fantasy game that's had truly good character designs.
Yes. Yeah, like 15, there's
15,
almost no
they
character
were
design.
like 4 guys from Organization 13 escaped and got slightly more fashionable.
That is literally their outfit.
Cindy or Sydney, whichever way you want to name her, she's carrying all of it.
All of it.
Because otherwise you have Iris, who's in basically stock Japanese gothic, teenager. You have Luna Freya, who is just in a white dress.
It's just a normal white dress, a very
Aranea
basic
is
one.
basically just in armor, so it's like she's just in her favorite Dark Knight costume.
Yeah.
And Arden is like slightly posh, 1920s Britain. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got a hat, I guess.
That's the closest to being fashionable. And then 16 is just all boring ass fucking like medieval fantasy costumes.
Yeah, it's just medieval. Yeah, like there's nothing fantastical about it. There's not somebody that has 32 belts on them in any of these games.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
But 13 and 13 too.
Yeah, no, I don't have like the most positive thoughts about 13, mostly just because the story doesn't go many places for me personally. And also it's really hard to associate with most of the characters in that game because they're all just very, what's the word I like to use? Asshole-ish?
Yeah, so yeah, especially Lightning.
At least 13.2 is like, okay, we'll be a little bit more fun and you can throw Moogle at stuff.
You can throw Moogle at stuff.
That does help.
I mean, yeah.
I was tempted to give Mog a NPC, and I'm like, no, if anything, you're a best weapon.
Best weapon. Oh, I love it.
But alas, it is time to do the thing. So, best male character, Chris, I'll let you start because honestly, I only think there's one answer, and it's not exactly a strong one.
My answer, honestly, is Saz. That's what I put. Because he has a chocobo in his hair. And I thought that was cool. That's as far as I got.
So we're not that far off, except I just went with Snow because I'm like, well, at least he's got a motorcycle as a summon.
No, yeah, his motorcycle summon. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Yeah, I will admit that the male characters in this one, this was the hardest one for me. There's just not that standout.
Initially, I thought,
like,
okay, this is a gimme. It's going to be, is it Noel from 13.2? Mm-hmm. And I was like, but I don't remember a thing about him.
No, he's fine, but he felt like Sora from Kingdom Hearts just pulled in, kind of like.
And that's kind of the direction I had to go to. It's like, okay, well, I got to find something that I like about somebody. And initially, I was like, well, Saz, he has the chocobo, like he's got some little story with his son. And then I'm like, yeah, but I didn't like him at all, man. At least with Snow, I'm like, well, at least he's kind of cute, I guess. I guess I can go for that.
Yeah, I could go. Snow would have been my runner-up when I was writing them down.
Well,
so you know what?
We
could go
flip.
Snow, or we can do a coin flip. That works.
And the winner is Saz.
Yay! Chocobo in hair. Chocobo in hair. I will say Saz was underutilized so much in 13.
I think a lot of things were underutilized in this game.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
A battle
it felt
system.
like a battle system. Yeah, that's true. Battle management. Like Saz, I liked his design. I thought he was cool. He had this story with his son, so that was heartwarming. Chocobo living in his hair. So cool that he's just got this little guy with him at all times. Very obviously on the nose with like a Final Fantasy kind of idea here. So yeah, like he was cool. But it is sad that I feel like we're choosing, like even between him or Snow, it's like we're choosing like the best of the worst. Yeah, it's like we hate the least. And it's not like these characters had bad design or anything like that, bad voice acting. It's just like they weren't given their chance to shine.
No, because even with 15, when we get to that next week, like, we don't like it that much either. But I like actually like that party in general. I like all of them for different reasons.
Yeah, but it's like it's not that same standout that Final Fantasy used to have, where it's like when you think of Auron in Final Fantasy X, and it's like, what a crazy backstory, what a crazy cool character. You know, everything. He walks on the screen and you're like, oh yeah, what a cool dude. They just didn't have that. And like, not even just in this game. It seems like going forward, they just kind of didn't have it.
Well, they started focusing on being more of an action game and started forgetting the whole reason that people like their games to begin with is because they had tremendous storytelling. Yeah. And they haven't had that since 10, honestly, because even 12 12 isn't bad, it's just forgettable.
Yeah, it's forgettable. But this is definitely the game where all of a sudden all the characters being fleshed out in a way where people were super memorable, it really is low. It's low. Like, the females, it's a bit better, but yeah.
Yeah, like when this game came out and I started playing it, I was like, all right, I don't like the battle system too much, but I mean, story, it'll be fine. And then halfway into the game, I was like, Square, is this all you got? Like, did you just run out of juice? Is this it?
Yeah.
And then
I don't know if it was the new technology.
14 went tremendously well, and then as we get to 15 was like, okay, this is really cool. I like the vibes and everything here. The story's kind of meh, but I'm enjoying the vibes. And then halfway into the game, I went, oh, never mind. I hate all of this now. Okay, shit.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And then we just don't talk about 16. So. Yeah. But anyways, we're not here to talk about either of those. So yeah, Saz wins. I feel like Lightning has to be the runaway female character here.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
Lightning, they fleshed her out a lot.
You get a Gucci ad.
Did you get the Gucci ad as the picture? Yes, you did.
Did you expect anything different from me?
No. I definitely had more opinions about the girl characters because I feel like they had more story and more depth given to them. Lightning obviously is like the main character, so she was fleshed out with like a lot more story and a lot more screen time and all this kind of stuff. And she was a very cool character. I also said Fang was a very cool character. I liked her because she was a little badass. If there was
a Please Be My Best Friend award, oh no, Fang is running away with that.
Yeah. And then I have to say, like Sarah in 13-2, I was a big fan of her in that game. She kind of like was the heart of the story, which I mean, even in the first one, she kind of is a big part of the heart of the story, right? So I feel like they gave the female characters a bit more, that made them just that more memorable compared to the guys.
Yeah,
like the guys just they just didn't have it.
No, I don't know what it necessarily was in this instance. Like, maybe it makes sense that they've been having trouble recently because actually no, it's a lie because 12 has fantastic male characters. I was about to make the joke. It's like, well, I mean, the last really good Final Fantasy game they had was 10-2, and that was basically a girl power game. So maybe
true.
They were just like, nah, no one really gives a shit about the guys anyway. But then I remembered, oh yeah, 12 is Balthier and Bosch, so
yeah,
that wasn't an issue then either.
No, because those two are standouts. Like they're both awesome, especially Balthier. Oh my god, yeah. Best villain. What'd you have?
I honestly thought there was only one option, and I thought that was Caius Ballad.
Caius. Yep, 100%. Because the first game, it's like the cocoon god.
Oh please!
thing.
Like the best villain in that game is Hope's bitch ass.
Yeah, like the first one, I actually had to look up who the villain was. I couldn't even remember with Final Fantasy XIII, where Caius, I remembered him right off of the top of my head.
He carries over into the third game anyway, so.
And he carries into the third game, yeah. Which I've never played Lightning Returns, but I don't care. I don't want to.
It's hard to get me to want to play a game that's like, hey, do you want to play a JRPG, but it's like Dead Rising, so you're not going to be able to finish everything? And I went, no, because that's not a JRPG.
No, I don't want to do that at all. Caius actually felt like a Kuja or a Sephiroth. Like he's there, and it's like you know who the villain is for a long portion of the story. Whereas with Final Fantasy XIII, it was kind of like, I guess the people of Cocoon or the military were bad, or the government, and then it turns out the government's it was just bad. I just didn't love that. It's like, oh, it turns out they're like these gods, and yeah, they're gonna kill us. I don't know. Like Caius actually was like someone that I could actually understand. I understood why he wanted to do what he did. It's one of those villains where it's like, no, it like kind of makes sense. He's going the wrong way about it, but I feel for the guy at the same time. He was badass when him and Lightning would fight in the second game in those cutscenes. He was really cool. So I have to.
Yeah, he's one of those cases where it's like, okay, yeah, no, they can still write villains, and then promptly forgot how to in 15, but that's another story.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy because I'm like, they like that. Arda might still be the best villain in 15, just on the notion of like there isn't really anybody else.
I think that's who's going to win by default. We'll see.
Unless you want to like cheat a little bit and just go. I mean, RNA is kind of that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I know. NPC was the hardest one for me because I was really struggling to come up with something.
Yes, this one I was struggling until I saw one of them, and I remembered having kind of a crush, like waifu crush on this one. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll choose her.
Well, because maybe we went the same route, because the only one I could think of just on the basis of just how like funny and weird she was Chocolina.
Chocolina. Oh, I didn't put Chocolina. That's a good one. Oh, I kind of want to change my answer now. I put Lebrow.
Oh, wasn't that the like the friend?
Yeah, it was the friend. It was like, were they Snow and Sarah's friends? I think.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember.
And there was
as soon as you said that name, I'm like, oh yeah, I do remember her because she looked kind of like,
there was like a group of
she looked
three or
like
four.
Tifa, but with a purple tinge.
Yes, and that's why I think she was like waifu material, because I was like, hey, Tifa's in this game ish. But Chocolina, that is such a good NPC. I did not remember her, unfortunately. But now that you've said that, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to change my answer.
See, and here's the thing, too. There are probably some people in the chat that are going to be like, well, Sid Reigns. I'll admit, I did some research, and it seemed like he popped up a lot. I don't remember a fucking thing about him.
No, didn't stand out, unfortunately, to me. To me, it was like there was the NPCs that were like the friends who lived in Bedlam. Is that what the name of this town was? Bodum. Yeah, and there was like Gadot and Lebrow. It was like all these like French-sounding names. They were like Snow and Sarah's friends. I liked that group. They were there for a little bit at one point. But Chocolina. I feel like I want to go Chocolina.
I was about to say, I'm like, I can coin flip again, but if you're convinced.
No, I had forgot about Chocolina, and I just want I want Chocolina.
That's fair.
That's such a good one. If Saz wins by a chocobo in his hair, then Chocolina wins.
Yeah, this has become the Chocobo Awards for Final Fantasy 13 here, which probably is actually going to be a theme when we get further down.
That's kind of going to be a theme, because I feel like we're both going to go one way with it.
All right, well, let's just skip it and not waste any time and keep the big going. So clearly Crazy Chocobo was the best overall song, right?
Crazy Chocobo is the best song, yeah.
We've been joking about this for a while, that we were just waiting until we finally got to talk about it. So you think we can ride this Chocobo?
It's so good. I'm not going to lie, so to prepare for this episode, not to prepare, just to get myself hyped, when I went to the gym today, I listened to the soundtrack to Final Fantasy XIII 2. I got to the Chocobo song, and I stopped having my songs on shuffle and just had it repeat that song while I worked out. I've unlocked a new superpower at the gym, which is working out to Crazy Chocobo.
I mean, there's worse songs.
There is. Honestly, I was surprised going back to 13 and 13.2. The music was a lot more memorable than I remember.
13.2 has a lot of incredible songs. Like, I was really torn to not put the really sweet, like poppy sounding Neo Bodum song from 13.2.
Yes, that's a really good one. I also put as an honorable mention for Labyrinth of Chaos, which is like the final dungeons like music, but it's like not like dungeony music. It sounds like this like very like nice ambient kind of music. It's kind of hard to describe, but I really like that. Most of Final Fantasy XIII, it's funny because if you were like, oh, do you remember this song? All the songs kind of blend together because they're all kind of the da 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 and like go from there, and they all kind of like sound like they're just like a girl singing a little bit with some vocals and like this cool music, but it just changes a little bit based on the setting. Maybe it'll be a little lighter, maybe it'll be a little more poppy, like that kind of stuff. There was so much music, but it felt like one giant song to me, which was weird in the first game. And then the second game, that's where I felt the music got even better and actually became a little more unique in each area.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's something that I have learned with Final Fantasy games in general is as soon as you remix a Chocobo song, it's almost always going to be the fucking best thing on the soundtrack.
Yeah, because
do you know how hard it was when we did Final Fantasy VII to not put the hip hop Chocobo song as my best overall song? That was hard.
That's a good one. That is hard. Seven's hard because there's so many good memorable songs there. Like they're all unique and like orchestrated masterpieces in my opinion. And yeah, but that is one of the best Chocobos. I think this is my favorite Chocobo song in all of Final Fantasy. I don't think there's one that even comes close. But yeah, it's pretty tough because it's such a catchy tune.
Oh yeah.
Even from the very first. Well, I guess the second game when they were introduced.
Since we skipped one, we're going back to Summon. Can I try to interest you and actually put in the motorcycle on this time?
Yeah, that's the one I put. Yeah.
So Snow, you'll still get to go up there in some way.
Yeah. I had Snow's as my number one, and then Fang's Bahamut as the second one. Yeah. Yeah, it's just such cool concepts that the summons are also some sort of a vehicle. Like Lightning's with Odin, yeah, sure, he's like a horse or whatever. That's cool.
But like Odin's been a thing for a while, so like a horse like is it cool? Of course it is, but like we've seen it. They made Shiva into a fucking twin motorcycle.
Yeah, like what the hell? That is not what you'd think would happen. And I remember when that cutscene happened, that blew me away. That kind of did blow me away.
It makes me almost actually no, it does make me madder that they fucked this game so hard because they had so much cool shit going for it. Yeah. Because like arguably, and this is again, I know like we're going to the waifu husbando takes and shit, but like Snow was one of the coolest fucking like hot boys that we've seen a long time in this series. And Lightning, pound for pound, is the hottest female character Final Fantasy's ever had.
Yeah.
Like, some people will lean Tifa. I get it.
Yeah,
but, like,
of course.
She's literally a supermodel.
Literally.
Literally.
Not a joke. Actual ads. Yeah, like, it's crazy that... Yeah, because the character designs in these, like, the main cast, I think is some of the best,
It's the last
to be
truly
honest.
good one they've done.
Last true one, for sure. It's just, honestly, it was the I don't want to say the writing, but like, yeah, like the story and the writing for the characters, like they just didn't get to shine. They on paper, like I would have these as a wallpaper on my computer all day, every day, because they're just so cool. Like Snow leaning against that motorcycle is one of the coolest pictures. It should be one of the coolest Final Fantasy characters. And then, the story actually plays out and you're like, oh, I guess they just didn't want him to actually do anything super cool. And it's not like there isn't big moments. Like I chose Fang's Summon as my runner-up because there's a moment when they're all flying down on Bahamut and like using Bahamut as a way to like fly onto some flying ship or some crap. I can't fully remember, but like there's all these cool like moments where like the characters come in on their, Power Ranger summons, but it just like never gets to shine. Like it's just a couple cutscenes and the actual game itself never really pulls away with them, It sucks. Feels like they had something and just kind of dropped the ball.
Well, it's the same thing too of like, wasn't this game? No, I'm thinking 15 was like going to be another 13 sequel sort of deal. I keep forgetting.
It was supposed to be.
The mix up with that. 13 just seems like one of those games where like they just couldn't agree on anything but had to ship something out.
Yeah.
Also, again, I know we keep hammering away at it because you and me, we've grown up with the turn-based games for so long, but like I legitimately have no idea what they were thinking with this battle system. Like,
No.
as soon as, because we're about to do best fight song, so it works out that we're doing this, but like, I genuinely don't understand what their thought process was going into this, of going, hey, let's have a game where you don't actually play the battles that you're in.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally just watch. Oh, I guess I need to heal. Okay, I'll flip to that. And then watch some more.
Yeah, I feel like it must have been like they had 12, which they tried because of the MMO, and people's complaints were, well, 12 feels slow, right? The other two characters are doing their thing, you're choosing your attacks, but it feels slow. We need to speed it up. People want action, they want speed.
I think it's the problem is they keep hearing like, oh, we want action, we want action. It's like not every game needs to be fucking action adventure crazy town. Like, I know that we got in this, and I think the 360 era is what kind of fucked it, because everything that was popular at that point was fast.
Yeah. And this was the first game to release on an Xbox for Final Fantasy. This was on 360.
Whereas, like, it's why I keep getting frustrated that they keep doubling down on it. We now know with games like Persona, with games like Trails, with games like Octopath, and now even Expedition, there is a massive desire of people to get back to turn-based gaming.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you 17 is going to come out, and it's just going to be more of the fucking same.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, because Square's already thinking about it, and they've already gone down that path for sure. They might come out with like a Final Fantasy side project, kind of like Crystal Chronicles or something, and it'll be turn-based, but I feel like 17 is going to be more of the same, unfortunately. Yeah.
Anyways, enough about that. Best fight song. I feel like the consensus with everybody is going to be Blinded by Light.
Oh, that's a good one, and yes, that's what I put. Yep, that was my number one. Yeah, it's such a good...
like, as much as I hate the battle system, at least, you know, it was fun listening to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had this one, and then I think it's called Paradigm Shift, which is basically the song from 13.2. Yeah, it's they're actually really well done. Like, again, the character designs and the music still, I think, are very memorable and hold up well for me with these games. It's just, obviously it's the story and especially the battle system that kind of takes a hit. 13.2 obviously better with the battle system, but still.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Best boss fight. I don't know if you remember this one, but to me, this is one of the coolest ideas they've ever had. And that's Jet Bahamut.
I don't remember that at all. In fact, I only just put Caius because I couldn't think of any other boss that I remember fighting. So you may be able to sell me on this very easily.
It's Caius's last form.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Because
okay.
It's when he turns into 3 Bahamuts.
Yeah. Okay, I put Kai. Okay, I thought this was something else, but yeah, no, this is the Caius fight that just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's what I was talking about. Okay, good. Then we're aligned. Yeah, it's it was so big and cool, especially like in 13.2 where they were able to pull off this big final kind of thing, whereas in 13 it's like you spend all this time fighting like very normal bosses. There's nothing super big and memorable, and then you get to the end and it's just this giant face that you fight that doesn't move and just kind of does its thing. This was it felt like more old school Final Fantasy where it's like there's a boss like a Sephiroth. Oh, he's getting bigger. More things are happening. It's Kefka. Oh God, Kefka has become a tower of people. Like, it just felt like a bit more old school, and I love that because that's what's supposed to happen.
Oh yeah.
Like these things, it's the whole trope where it's like you haven't even seen my final form, and then their final form is fucking wild.
Yeah, like the end goal of most JRPGs is that the final boss has to be so incapable of being like remotely human.
Yeah.
That you have to go, what the fuck is that? Yeah. Unless you're Kefka, in which case it makes sense. But then again, the previous 3 phases were the what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That was the reverse. His final form was normal.
Yeah, his final form was just him with wings. And then right before that, it's like, what is this? It's just a pile of people stuck together. What is this?
Well, it's like, I think it's Exdeath that just has a really fucked up looking design.
Yeah, Exdeath is pretty fucked up. It's cool. I love Exdeath. Oh, yeah, but very cool final boss. Or just boss in general.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Best town and city. I went with, to me, the only answer which is
Okay.
Academia, because it's insane.
The funny part is my last two answers are actually the same thing in different time periods because of how Final Fantasy 13 2 works. Yeah, my favorite town, city, Academia, like it's the 4XX AF, like the 400s in the time period. It's just you get there and you're like, what the heck? Like
I got a
is
great explanation for what I think it
cool.
looks like, and you let me
Okay.
know what you think about it.
Okay.
This looks like Luca in the future.
Luca in the future. It does look like Luca in the future. Are these actually the same universe? Is this Spira the whole time? Cocoon is just floating above Spira? There's so many different things I could be talking about here. Oh, God. Yeah, I love this place. I think it's so cool. The music here is so cool. And then when it is considered a dungeon at one point, also that's like some of my favorite music in the game too, apart from Crazy Chocobo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I love Academia. Like you see it and you're like, this is huge. Like how the hell did they pull this off? Final Fantasy 13, everything had to be a hallway because like the game's limitations on the PlayStation and 360, and all of a sudden they get to this and they're like, all right, you thought there was limitations. Just kidding. Here's a whole massive city that's insane. And like I don't know if there was trickery where it like doesn't load in the whole thing until you go on certain conveyor belts to move throughout the city or something, but it is crazy. It is insane. I love this place, and it's easily my number one.
Oh yeah. The dungeon. Well, I guess I know where you're going with this. I want to still throw this out because I don't remember much of the dungeons for it, so I did some visual research for it. I did not remember the final dungeon of 13, and I forgot how insane Orphan's Cradle looks.
Yes, Orphan's Cradle is very, very, very nice. I would say it's probably one of the more beautiful dungeons, and it is very pretty and very cool. I like it. You know what? I would be genuinely good to go with that.
Because what was yours,
as a dungeon?
just so the people can hear it?
Mine is Academia 500 AF, where at the end of 13.2, you're in the same city. It's just kind of now in the future after shit has gone bad, a la Chrono Trigger, I guess. And you go through it.
I mean, they're both not
The reason
far
I
off
chose-
either because they're both kind of these weird futuristic with like floating areas.
Yes. The reason I had chosen Academia 500, I'm going to be completely transparent here with everybody, is because of the music. It wasn't even the dungeon itself. It's that I remember hearing the music, which is this futuristic, like nice sounding music. It's not like just a normal dungeon where it's like, bah, bah, everything sucks. You got to defeat the boss. It's this beautiful like music that I would sit there and actually listen to. And it's called Labyrinth of Chaos. Love the song. So I am purely picking it on that reason only. If we were to go like visual style, Orphan's Cradle probably is just that little bit nicer and cooler, especially when you get to that final area. It's I remember right before the final boss, it's this white room with benches, and it looks like this crazy like all white hallway and everything. And there's a bench there. And all of a sudden, you realize the picture from the promotional,
Yep.
From the promotional stuff from the game, where it showed Lightning sitting on a bench with the sword going across her lap, was from that hallway. Like it's the final hallway in the game. They probably only threw it in there because of the promotional material. They're like, yeah, we'll have Lightning sitting here in this all white hallway, and it's like had nothing to do with the story. It's not like she sits there and takes that moment during the game. They just used it for the material, which I thought is pretty funny. But you know what? Orphan's Cradle, I'd be good to go with that.
Well, I'm gonna
I
I'm gonna
100%.
flip the coin anyway because we're not letting you fence sit this the entire time. Well, and it's still Orphan's Cradle, so it doesn't matter.
Yay! Yay, other option.
Oh god, that's a huge image. Ugh.
That is a massive image.
I mean, it
And
is the
yes, you
promotional
used-
art, so
It is the promotional art, yeah. So that's exactly what I was talking about. It's just her sitting in the final hallway of the game, which you'd see this, and it was like Final Fantasy XIII coming soon, and it shows this. It's the final dungeon, and like you never actually sit there and do this. Like, yeah. But I do, excuse me, I do like it, and I think you're kind of right. Like if you take Orphan's Cradle and you take Academia 500 AF, they're very similar in their futuristic.
it's
like,
almost just like the
floating
color schemes you
look.
want. Because Orphan's Cradle generally has more of like a pink and black vibe to
Yeah.
it, whereas Academia 500 is more like a brown and green.
Yeah.
So it's really all about your palate.
Yeah. It's all a palette. Yeah. So I'm not sad with either one we would have gone with there, honestly.
But I mean, speaking of palate, most of this game was not. Not my palate. I remember enough.
Yeah,
Thankfully,
unfortunately.
like I said, if 13-2, if I didn't take a chance on it, because I was already pretty pissed at 13, but I'm like, all right, fine, you get one more shot, Square. You've failed me only once really badly. We'll see what you do. And then I played 13-2, and I was like, I still don't like the battle system, but I at least enjoyed this more.
Yeah, I enjoyed it more too.
And then Lightning Returns got announced, and I went, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I saw the Majora's Mask time limit kind of thing on it, and I was like, nope, there's no way. I don't want to be that stressed. It's a JRPG. Come on. Yeah, I ended up pre-ordering. I got 13 much later after it came out. I wasn't like a day one for it because I was like, that doesn't look right. Something's off about it. And I read the reviews and stuff at the time. 13.2, I had heard about the time travel thing, and I remember one review, like pre-release review, it said it was kind of like a Chrono Trigger time travel kind of thing. And so I pre-ordered Final Fantasy XIII too, purely off the notion that it is a little bit like Chrono Trigger.
I just saw the time travel thing and went, well, worst case scenario, it's going to be dumb as shit like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, so. But no, like Lightning Returns, now I'm just looking up how long it takes to beat, like anywhere between 33 and 66 hours. So I'm like, you know what I want as a JRPG player?
What?
To play a 45-hour game that I'm not going to get all the content done.
No, I don't want to do that.
That sounds like a great time.
No, that is not my cup of tea.
I know people will look down at me for saying this. I don't play Persona games until there's a 100% social links guide out because I don't want to play an 80-hour game twice.
Yeah, that is true.
So when that or Metaphor come out, I waited for people to have finished a guide so I know how to make sure I get all the social links maxed or the confidants, whatever they're called at the time, and make sure that that's done so that way I get every bit of content in that game that is available to me so that I'm not having to replay it. And some people are like, well, that kind of takes away some of the part of the game. I'm like, I know it does, but I'm also not playing 80 hours again.
Yeah. No, man, you play the games the way you want to play games. Like, I sometimes put a game on baby mode so that I don't have to try hard.
Sometimes. That's like every time I play a game nowadays. I ain't got time to play hard mode.
Oh, I don't ever go. No, it's either normal or baby. I very rarely put it on hard mode. I don't want to deal with that shit. No, thanks.
But yeah,
no.
That sums up 13. We've got 3 chocobos, a lot of pink hair,
yeah,
and 3 Bahamut's.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We chose 3 things based on chocobos.
I mean, I failed to see the issue.
I feel like Square was relying on chocobos a lot to push this because, yeah. Yeah, this is a game with great character art, great music, and that's it.
It sure was a Final Fantasy game.
It was a game. A set of games, actually. Yeah.
Well, Chris, that leaves one more.
Yeah, going to be my hardest one.
We got to do 15.
Yeah.
I mean, I have one thing that's a guarantee. I know. Actually, here's the thing. I just realized something. We have a problem.
Okay.
There's no best female character.
That you play. Oh, God.
So I think we're just basically going to have, okay, you're the best female NPC, and if there happens to be a female that qualifies as best NPC, you'll just be the B. Whatever the second option is has to take that spot.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, that's going to be what happens because almost all the best NPCs in 16 or in 15 are women.
Yeah, they are. They 100% are. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. Yeah, you only have the 4. There's not even like a guest temporarily, is there? Oh.
I mean, I guess the best NPC could be a cup of noodles.
I mean, that's what I was going to choose, but I guess we won't go that way now.
Well, we couldn't have a best sponsored content because it didn't really apply in most of these games.
Oh, like, when was the moment you noticed Final Fantasy wasn't the same? The Cup of Noodles sponsors. That was.
What are you talking? That was like one of the better parts of that game. Honestly,
that was actually
the cooking was one of the best things in that game.
Yeah.
They
the
spent
cooking was
so
fantastic.
much time on the fucking food graphics in that game.
They could have taken that to work on the second half of the game.
I think the producers of that game just really wanted to make a cooking game and just didn't know what else to do.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we're gonna make a cooking game. Now you guys are on the next Final Fantasy. Okay, what if we just like get a little bit of cooking in there? And then they're like, we ran out of budget. It was all cooking.
No, they ran out of budget because they did what they usually do, which is spend it all on a goddamn graphics engine and then realize, oh yeah, we still have to make a game with this, don't we?
Yeah.
And then that turned out to be Forspoken.
I have to imagine there's one, why you say that? I have to imagine there was one guy just working on food, and they're like, all right, Dave, you're on, the second half of the story. They're getting on a train, and then you've got to go from there. And he's like, all right. And he just kept getting procrastinated with like, but look at this chicken gumbo
It would
dish.
make sense because the second you're on the boat, it feels like they forgot to actually have a story after that.
Yeah, like after that. And they're like, Dave, how's the second half of the game coming? Great, everything's fine. And it's just like cup of noodles and all this stuff. He just keeps making more and more obsessed. And I was like, all right, a week out from shipping, what do you got? He's like, this cooking mini game and all this different food. And they're like, Dave, what the fuck? I don't know.
But alas, that's for next week. That's problem.
That's next week. That's going to be a fun. We're going to yell at Dave next week.
We are.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it, folks. So thank you so much for checking out this week's Sidequest. So if you enjoyed that one, obviously like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You have the link tree in the description, which is the link to our Discord, link to our socials, all that fine jazz. Come shoot the breeze with us. And obviously, if there's anything we missed in this video, leave a comment. There's probably something we missed. I don't know what it is because I've repressed most of these games from my memory. So
we'll have one comment that's like, Lightning Returns is the greatest video game ever made.
And I'll know that was a bot, and I'll ignore it.
Yeah, just ignore that bot. There's no way.
But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. So take care. Bye-bye for now.